What does this mean for the 49ers, this trade? I mean, this pay cut for Jimmy Garoppolo.
It means they don't have to worry about, Jimmy winding up in the division with the Rams or Seahawks, beating them, and potentially taking a great situation for John Lynch and making it really, really hot, really, really fast. I think because I think John Lynch and his front office have done a pretty damn good job with the roster through and through, and for the most part. And I think this year their draft haul, when you consider the guys they got in the draft and after the draft, is almost the equivalent, if not better, than John McVay, Bill Walsh's 86 draft, which set up the Niners for awesome run in 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, really all the way through the mid-90s. So that 85, 86, Rice in 85, awesome in 86, deep draft. This is an incredibly deep draft. So I think they're set up perfectly here for the future. And I think ultimately it's a great move for the front office. It alleviates the risk of him beating them and then the whole public turning on them and bouncing them out of the Bay Area because Jimmy and the Seahawks went to the playoffs and Trey and the Niners, finished 6-11.
It just feels like a bit of a distraction and a bit of a sideshow. Like this team is a defense running team. For the last 4 or 5 years, they've all been about working around the quarterback. And now this quarterback indecision between the mediocre vet and the inexperienced young guy who can't beat out the mediocre vet is just hanging over the whole team. And I guess if one guy, most likely Trey, ever just takes the job and runs with it, they'll be fine. But now it just feels like the kind of dysfunction that great teams don't have, to me. I'm sorry. This doesn't feel like the thing that the team that's about to win the Super Bowl does, to me. This feels like, again, like you're searching for something.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch called their own bluff when they drafted Trey Lance. They went with, I think, the guy with the highest level skills, but they also went with the guy who needed the most tutelage and the most coaching. They went with the rawest, crudest, highest end quarterback. And so you can't get 1 year into it and be like, oh man, this crude high end quarterback with tons of skills is crude and he needs to coach.
Turns out he wasn't ready to go right away, huh?
Yeah, he wasn't ready to go. And we don't want to, and yet I think it also recognizes who the fan base is. This fan base it's a great fan base. It's a passionate fan base, but it's also one of the most impatient, spoiled fan bases. We expect it and we expect it now. We don't have the patience to sit there and wait for 3 years. So, this just hedges. If Trey isn't ready, you got something that you can go with. You're not just throwing away the season in, what Trey had to develop. Yeah, but you've built too good of a roster to throw away this season. It's too deep of a roster. It's too hard to accumulate the kind of talent that they've accumulated to throw it away with, but Trey just wasn't ready. Right? That's what this is about.
Right. And it's like everyone's saying you're crazy to take that risk. Well, now they're not. Not now. He's still the quarterback, and that's still the plan. But if he is a total bust the way some people think, then they can fall back to what they were doing before. Larry!